understanding your brand says a lot about what you're selling or the kind of service you're rendering out to the people before people understand or attach to the brand. So that means you as an individual, before you wake up to start up something, make sure that the visions align with the brand in most cases, or you're always moving on the same script as you started. However much you're evolving, but let your visions and objectives change a little bit so that you don't confuse the people who have actually been attached to your brand already. Now, speaking of which, we're getting to understanding the importance of branding in business. Why would you brand your business, and how best can you brand it? Mr. CJ, if you look at branding, why is it so important for someone to understand that my brand is Jorambo Songo and I have to safeguard it?
You see, a branding takes you off the rest. It's an identity. It's something that differentiates you from the rest, okay? Like as I said, there's no business that we do that people have never done. We have no uniqueness in this business, but the uniqueness only comes on how do we garnish ourselves. Okay. And some of the garnishing is how do we present ourselves to the public or to our customers. How do customers get that sentiment attachment to the brands? You know, and say, I'll buy Bravo shoes, I'll not buy Bravo. I'll do this, I'll go for it, I'll go for it. It's just because once you brand yourself, you're trying to show the public that, yes, I do my business different. This is my identity. If you go to the market, this is me. This is me responsible, okay? I would like to tell our viewers that the journey of branding is a long journey. It's a long process that needs patience, resilience, consistency, and of course, persevering through the tough times. You've seen the whole world, the brands that have been there have had a lot of, ups and downs. But because we are driven by our mission, we are driven by, our resilience of not giving up. The issue is, how do you enjoy the journey? How do you enjoy the gestation period? Because we all have the gestation period of our brands going through. But once you know the first instance that whatever I'm doing, I should not forget my brand. Let me speak by my brand. Let me present myself by my brand. With the time, people will accept and know, wow, this is the brand. But being that the journey is long, but at the end, it is rewarding. To me, I believe it is rewarding. It's good to understand what am I buying and also be proud of it. I know many people say, since I registered with URSB as a company, I don't need to go through the other side. We've seen so many brands being kicked out of the market. You will remain there, but you will not be allowed on the advertisement to use that as your driving brand. Not acceptable. The laws will accept you to be a company, but in the registry, inside, but on your signage, you will not be allowed to use the trademark. Like as I've told you, Palm Uganda Limited. It's a company limited by shares or whatever. But you find Palm as a brand will not allow you to do this. The intellectual property will come in to defend you, and the other one will remain silent. It can be another company, Sonko Limited, but Sonko Limited owning Palm as a trademark, as a brand. Then you, Palm Uganda Limited, your Palm Uganda Limited as a limited company, you're just in the registry, you're a company. But now Sonko Limited will come up and own the brand, which is Palm as a brand. Do you get the difference? I do. And I know that most of our Ugandans are all into this. They do not know that, yes, once you're into manufacturing, once you're into trading, once you're into anything, please make sure you go and register your trademark. That you're fully, that name you're putting on your bottle, that name you're putting on your crisps, that name you're putting on your pancakes, that name you're putting on your shoes, that name you're putting on your shirt, everything. Do you own this name as a trademark?
Not just as
a business.
Okay.
Don't sit there and be comfortable. That after all, I'm registered under URSB. Then the laws will come in and you think they're unfair. No. Trademark laws are totally different from the registered companies.
I'm trying to understand. Oh, is it expensive to register a trademark?
It's not expensive.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
may find it's expensive, and that's
no,
why
I will
people
not
run
say
away
it's
from it.
expensive, but you have started a business. These are some of the initials you must do.
Oh.
This is the capital that you also require to make sure you protect whatever you're going to put. If you have started your business with 1 million shillings, you must protect it so that you don't lose 1 million.
Okay.
Okay? You must protect your brand so that you don't lose the 10 million.
Because you then collapse.
Absolutely. You will collapse. You will reach somewhere and you collapse. By the time you're comfortable and you're like, yes, my bottle, my juice, my whatever I'm doing, yes, people know me as a brand. But are you trademarked
As that brand.
I'm telling you. And there's so many people go to Chikubo, go to our Ugandans, whatever they're trying. They have the innovation. They're good. They're doing good things. But you ask them, is this brand? Do you own it? If you don't own that brand, no matter how you're registered as a company limited by guaranteed shares, I want to assure you, run and register your trademark. Simple.
Before it runs out of hand.
Yeah, before it runs out of hand. Because somebody will come in and register it and kick you out of business. Then you cry. Yes, if you go to the courts of law, they will say, please, you don't own the trademark. And the person who registered the trademark first, he's the boss, he's the owner.
Okay.
So let's not be comfortable. I would emphasize on this, our dear viewers, that let's not be comfortable. If you're registered as a company limited by shares at URSB, we know, yes, you own the company, but do you own that brand? Are you trademarked? Does your logo or your trademark or your name have an R at the end? Does it have a TM at the end? It's the reason why you see many brands own that encircled R. So that R is very important. It warns people that please don't tamper with my trademark. I would emphasize this because I know so many out there. You went to URSB, registered your company. After registering your company, and then you're comfortable in your house, and then you have all these products owning your name, but you own that trademark. If you don't own that trademark, I'll kick you out and I will never allow you to use that trademark in your branding. Even on your bottles, you will not be allowed.
All right. If we're to look at branding, we've mentioned branding, but then how am I going to brand my business? We've mentioned all these basics of branding and all that. How then do I start branding? Because if you would say, I'm getting my name, attach it to my wife's name, and then maybe say, I'm doing a Joram and an M, to maybe say Jom, on the other hand, how then should the other person brand? Because let's look at the branding process here.
No, it's any name you choose. You choose to combine the letters of your wife, your children, whatever. It's any name you chose. But do you own it legally? Is it trademarked? Do you have a title? The title certificate, the trademark certificate that is renewable first you renew, they'll give you 7 years. After 7 years, you renew for 10 years. So every renewal will be 10 years. Okay? And once you can't renew it, then somebody can easily take over. But it's very difficult. You can't just walk in. There are brands that registered maybe they never renewed since 1950s, 70s.
And it's still the same brand.
Yes, and it's hard now even to take over them unless you go through the process of court, even when they never renewed it. Now, branding does not stop at owning the name. You choose which colors, what colors am I moving in. Maybe Bravo, we have our colors, You choose your colors as well, so that people will always see that the yellow means this. If my brand is into blue, cream, or whatever, those are my colors. There are even colors, when you see the colors, people will automatically know you're this. Even if you're not the one, but they know that those colors belong somewhere. So it goes along how you have, the moment you have your trademark, you choose the right colors, then you start moving in the colors.
Okay.
How do you package your, your items? By your colors, by your brand name shown and well shown on your products. So that if somebody knows that this color or name belongs so and so, then they are very comfortable. However, you need to know there are disciplines that follow brands. You can crash your brand in one day. You can crash it, even if you have built it for 30 years.
Because that is why I was actually going to ask, how are we keeping these brands? Because we've seen you can keep a brand or even a company for 10 years,
Yeah.
but it will only take a day or
To
a
spoil.
minute or a second for it to fall.
Depends on what your mission is all about, your vision, all of this. It depends. How do you behave, you as the owner of the brand? There are disciplines you don't go into. There are things you don't involve yourself into because you own a brand. You find that the brand sells more because when whatever scandal you have, people will attach the scandal to the brand and then you will crush it. So you, the owner of the brand, you must adapt to certain disciplines so that your brand can thrive. Should you fall short of that, you're likely to crush your brand. That's the problem with the brands. Companies can always struggle, but the brand, once you go into branding, and I'm not saying that I discourage people out there
who have known
yeah,
just as
yes,
brands.
but it's great to have a brand. You're proud of owning a brand. Yes, I mean, when you own a brand, it takes you time. You need to go through the gestation period. But enjoy the journey. Once you're ready to enjoy the journey, I'm telling you, it's good to have a brand. All over the world, brands have thrived.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've only not accepted it in this country. But we think branding is about putting in the name and I go. But you don't.
That's what we know now.
Yeah, you don't go through the legalities. You must own it. I'll kick you out of business. The new generation now,
Okay.
I mean the coming times, you must own everything. The brand, the company, and you must own that brand. Legally, you must own the brand. Don't be comfortable with having a business name, with having just a company. Go ahead and register your trademarks. And once you register your trademarks, I'm telling you the protection of trademarks is up there. It's one of the best. And it's where I've got the best. Because yes, as a brand, many people have tempted. But I want to assure you, it's the best police, it's the best government department that I've seen that is serious when it comes to protection of the intellectual property.
Oh.
And I must commend URSB, I must commend it because it has done great work in that line. For those who understand what, property, intellectual property is all about.
If we look at the employees' side, employees who are normally given jobs to work for certain brands,
Yeah.
I've kind of got to realize sometimes employees don't associate with these brands in any way, most of the cases, simply because you're not the founder, most of the cases. But then you end up misfiring and it leads to the collapse of this particular brand or the company itself by the way you maybe associate with customers or the clients that come to the business and all that. For an employer, you are an employer, I should say. How then can you make sure that your employees speak the same language about your brand as you do?
You see, when you employ anyone, you take them through the orientation.
Yeah, sure.
Every employee must understand the vision, mission of the company, of the brand. And they must be required to behave to certain standards as long as they are in the premises of the brand. Very strict. Those are strict guidelines to the employees. They must know where the brand is coming from and where it is going. They must also know, and should you identify an employee who really does not consider that as important, they would rather be relieved of their duties. Brands are very serious. You've seen some of the organizations have taken decision and they have come up to defend their brands and they have taken them out. If you look at police today, police is trying to defend its brand. Yeah. Okay, when you make any, you're involved in anything wrong as police, they say you're liable as an individual police officer because police is trying to protect its brand. Okay, that's why they take you out. But brands, they tell you, the cultures of the brands, where they're coming from, where they're going, certain principles, you must not go beyond here. So all that we take them through. If you come to Bravo Shoes, we are able to tell you what you're supposed to do. We'll take you through. If you have a challenge with a client, how are you supposed to handle? A client must complain, it's acceptable. You're there to handle their challenges. You're not in control of how the client will behave, but you're in control of how you accept the complaint of the customer. In defense of the brand, if you come to us, there's a lot of things we sacrifice to defend the brand. Our employees have a lot they're doing in defense of the brand. Even when an employee is going to take a decision, when you're not there, they are ready to be in defense of the brand because they already know where the brand must fall. So we do our best to protect brands with sacrifice, definitely. You have to sacrifice beyond that. And once you do that, I'm telling the truth, your brand will thrive. However, most businesses are all the time money.
Okay.
When you own a brand, money becomes secondary. And when you put money secondary, means your primary mission is in defense of the brand and not forgetting the vision and mission and the values of the brand, and then money comes later. Should you put money first? This is where we become greedy. Somebody says, goods once sold are not returnable. If somebody has bought a product from Bravo Shoes and this product has not worked for them, because I love the brand, there must be a mistake in production or anything. I step forward and say, I'm going to replace your product.
Because you
Why?
are protecting that brand.
Absolutely, I'm protecting the brand. Because once somebody buys any item, it must live to the standards
Of what they're used to.
Absolutely. So somebody will say, Bravo did this. Not. Even when you tell somebody, they will not tell somebody that I bought a cheaper one. As long as you brand, a brand is a quality brand. I'm not telling people who are doing fake things that please go into branding. Brands are quality. You must leave certain standards for your brand to thrive. But otherwise, if a brand is attached to poor quality, unfortunately, it will not live longer. So you need to step up, to behave as a brand. Leave out this culture of goods once sold not returnable. Okay?
Okay.
But otherwise, to me, goods sold must be returnable in case it doesn't value. Even, let me tell you, it's just only in this country and the part of Africa where people think that once you buy something, it stops there. But internationally, you're allowed to take back a product once you're not satisfied. Let me tell you this example.
Because it is your money.
If you buy this suit from anywhere, yes, you're smart, you have allowed, you go. I can reach, get to my house, go to the mirror again, I'm comfortable, I look at myself, I don't think this color is fit for me. I don't think it fits me right.
Then you go back.
I go back and tell you, I'm not interested.
Very unacceptable
Yes,
in Africa.
even I'm not acceptable, I don't like it anymore. I choose to say, can I replace your product? You say, no, I don't want replacement. I want my refund. A customer has rights to ask for their refund. And this is done when you're a brand, you understand that the customer maybe is not comfortable with the shoes they bought, the suit they bought, so they can replace. Or if they can't replace the product, I have right to refund their money. It's in order. Any serious business takes care of their customer. If you're asking a refund from me of the suit you've not liked, tomorrow you like a shirt probably, tomorrow you like a shoes, and you come back and support me. But you realize that most businesses, it's a fight. I don't care. As long as I've taken money from you, I'll not refund you. So which means you're destroying your business.
Sure.
That tomorrow that customer will destroy you everywhere they will go. They will destroy you. So you will not have even had more customer along the way. If you came to me and I did a refund, you'd even be comfortable to say, no, I didn't like the suit. I went back at this business, refunded my money. And I'm happy. When they have the product that I want, I'll step in and I'll buy. So these are some of the things we attach with our brands. And you find that somebody cannot live buying in a certain shop, certain business, because of the good things out of them. So that connects us with the branding. We respect our brands. So I don't like businessmen who say that goods once sold are not returnable.
It's
those
also
are greedy.
it's actually encrypted on the invoice.
No, those are greedy. Those are greedy businessmen. I call them businessmen. Entrepreneurs, we don't do this because we care for our customers. I can change mine. It's acceptable.
Your customer is your boss.
I am acceptable to change my mind. That if I bought this shirt, it's dark blue, maybe black. I can go and I don't feel like buying. Give me my money. It's okay. And it's acceptable. But of course, when you start your business with greed, anger, and foolishness, you feel money is money, 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 money. All the time you're looking at getting money off people, but you don't care how they feel. An entrepreneur cares what they feel. A brand cares what their customers feel. And even when somebody returns a product, you'll be able to say, why didn't you like it? What was the problem? The person will tell you, it's not fit for my body. I don't feel comfortable. Others will say, but you tried it on here. Somebody will tell you, I tried it when I was rushing. Or I was not comfortable in your dressing room, but now I went into my sitting room, bigger mirror, I am able to know that this is not fit for me.
Okay.
It's okay to change your mind and take the product as long as the product was not used and not destroyed. You're comfortable and should you want to be a successful business, do that. You'll find that your business will live longer. It's a secret why some businesses are living longer, others are collapsing in a shortest period of time.
As we're summing up with our discussion, you just give it 3 tips on how someone can protect their brand and start up a brand. Basically, 1 tip to start up, 2 is a tip to protect, 3 a tip to safeguard.
Yes,
Do something back.
definitely. If you have a dream, dear viewers, if you have a dream of your brand, I know there are startups. People were saying, I'm going to start up my business. What are you going to do? It is simple. You have registered your company because you're supposed to be a registered company. Go ahead to register your trademark. And once you have these 2, then you're free to start going to do your production or whatever you're doing. Now, when you have all these, you'll find that you're ready to defend your brand no matter what. Protection of our brands is very important. Don't put a name on your product unless you have that certificate, unless you have that trademark certificate. That's what I think. Otherwise, apart from that, when you do that, then start behaving like how brands behave. It is simple. Brands have disciplines. Are you ready to be in that discipline? Are you ready to start acting as you're required as a brand? Through that, I'm sure it's easy to sell out your brands. No matter the name, once you start speaking, it has to go into your bloodstream. You speak the brand, you talk the brand, everything. I'm sure you can get there. It's simple, and don't look at the expenses. It's cheap, it's affordable. Why do I say it's cheap? Look at how much capital you have put in your business, and then the little money, maybe 300,000 to register your trademark. That's what it would cost to protect your business for so many years. Thank you.
Okay, and of course that is Mr. Yesigye Brand, who's the CEO, Bravo Shoes Uganda. Well, if you want to ask me the importance of branding, I will show you powder, washing powder, that has got many people confuse other washing powders, identifying it as if it is the same product. I will still show you of a toothpaste brand which is actually being used to identify all other toothpastes around. And of course, I will still show you a petrol station name or brand that most people associate to other stations. So that is the importance of branding, and these people started their brands way back. So if you're sitting back home and you're going to start up a business, think about the brand, but like Mr. Yesigye Brand has said, remember that trademark is very important for you because it shows that now you own the brand. You're not only identified as the owner, but you own it yourself. I'm Gerald Bull. Smart means business. That's continue shortly after the break as we'll be heading on ground with Barry Andrew.